To make an accurate description of how I grew up, it would be insane for me to try to include all the times, dates, and settings. I can't ever remember the birthdays of any of my 3 cousins, and I didn't know how old my mother was until I read an article about her in the local newspaper. My mother and father got married, then had me shortly afterwards. I was born here in the evening in late May. It's the same place that all of my friends from my hometown were delivered. After the beginning of our little family that they had created, my mom moved her and I out a few days after my first birthday. After dating David for 6 months, my mom was forced to tell him that I existed because they wanted to get married. My dad followed in her footsteps and married Becky. She left him for a rich man in a wheelchair after 7 months. When I was 7 years old, my father's body was found here one Sunday morning. In later elementary school years, I found a packet of papers hidden in my mother's desk. It gave an exact description of the parts of my father's body that was bleeding when he was found. Although I lived in the house with my mother and stepfather that was paid for with my dead dad's money, I was basically raised by my grandparents. My life continued on with my pappy and gram. They paid for my school, made sure I was fed, and took care of all the doctor visits. Then one day I got a call about my mother. I hadn't spoken to her since she kicked me out when I was 16. She had stole $3,000 in cash and 3 guns and pawned them and got caught. While she was in jail, she was served divorced papers from David. Her house was taken from her and everything she owned was thrown away. She finally got out and was forced into rehab, and now all of a sudden she wants to make up for the lost years. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.